Thank you for staying with us here at Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net. During the break, we were talking about so many things, but I want to hear some of the things, like you were saying, Tim, about the activists and how you're getting your ground team organized. Let's go more into that and how you're taking over.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we did early on is, ironically, when we found, first of all, again, we became committeemen in different districts, and then ultimately when the election came up, we were involved in the process enough to understand what it means to run for office.
You're a Republican committeeman.
Exactly.
Which is the lowest rank.
Exactly.
Let me interrupt you.
Sure.
There was a big scandal in the last election because some of the county chairmen voted the empty precincts.
Correct.
And
that was Will County.
Yeah,
that
and they voted their own, and that's a terrible injustice. That just because of their position as head of the county, they could swamp out the votes of the active people that really cared about stuff.
Right.
However, John Duggan is an attorney from up here in Kane County, and I've known him and used him. At one time, he helped me get a charter school started, and there's problems with doing that with the legalities that are in the state law, and the teachers union exploits them. So the teachers union did their best to stop this charter school in School District 59. And John Duggan, I didn't know him too well then, but he took over that thing pro bono all the way to the Illinois Supreme Court, and he beat the bloody teachers union all by himself. Hell of a guy.
Yeah.
So I talked to him about this outrage with voting the empty precincts.
Right.
Because it's a terrible knock against the Republican Party that things like that go on.
Right.
People were disgusted with the system. And John's a smart guy, and he's been an attorney for the party in Kane County before. So he wrote up a thing so that they can't do that. They can't vote the empty precincts. But if there isn't an elected precinct captain, then all of the votes of the voters in that district will be voted in the same proportion as those of the places where there was an elected precinct committee. That stops the shenanigans.
That's why it's important to run for committeeman and not get appointed.
Oh, big. Big. But I called Pat Brady, who's the state chairman, and I told him that Duggan had written up this new rule. I could hardly finish the sentence, and he said, "We will vote that in." And they have. The Republican Party is now set up where the chairman cannot vote the empty precincts in the first election for organization. So Brady said he'd get me the second part of what we did, was to give the committeeman a secret vote for those organizing things. So that's the next step in the future.
No, that was great. You know what that did? People that got involved in the political process saw the inner workings. They found out that their vote didn't count. You know what that did? That just built a bigger momentum in our county to start filling those committee seats even more.
Now, they could be appointed. Could they appoint committeemen?
You can be appointed, but you really don't get a vote if you're appointed.
Right.
You want to
You
run.
don't get a vote.
They don't accept proxies either.
All you need is to get 10 signatures in your precinct, and you can.
It depends where you live. We have 8 committeeman races.
Yeah.
We have all our precincts filled.
Are
Plus
you being
8
challenged
races.
in your committeeman race?
No.
Some people are.
I'm not running.
Are you being challenged in your committeeman race?
See, that's the answer to the Tea Party people that in the beginning were saying, well, you know, we don't want to be Republicans.
Yeah.
The heck you don't.
No.
You want to be the major influence in the Republican Party.
There's a structure and a template there, and if you allow it to be occupied by people of different mind and different, and
you're subjected to that.
Now you get in there, you change it, that template now becomes.
This is our organization, not that of a bunch of people that are exploiting the party.
Yeah, I'm the secretary of the Republican Party in our town right now, and I'm not a committeeman. My son's the committeeman right now, and I go around and I help the chairman get the election covered.
Yeah, and you've recruited.
And I recruit people.
You recruit people. Now let me ask you, how many in your total organization, the Will County Tea Party Alliance, How many folks are running for office? This is a huge number.
You
from
said
our
16? I thought it was 13, but maybe it's 16.
No, we
I might
got
have missed somebody.
16 actually that'll be at our event
So we
in
got
February.
16.
And
Why don't you
that's
tell them about the event?
No, but
Yeah.
how many
Folks,
people are running in your organization? 16 people
Yeah.
in your
that are influence
Party
and have
people.
a relationship with our
Yes.
organization. Yes, 16.
Folks, you know, there's been a lot of pessimism in the past here that the Democrats had reorganized all the districts and it was going to be very hard to elect Republicans. But smile on your face.
Well, I'm smiling
not-
because that's the district I'm running in.
I don't
Yeah.
believe that.
No, I don't either.
What district?
Listen,
Go ahead.
the unions, especially the teachers' union, has put a lot of people out in the street. They've had streetwalkers, and I think it's the worst meaning of that term when they're from the teachers' union. But they are political streetwalkers. But now we've got a lot of Tea Party people that are going out to talk to the folks, and you've got a reason to be there, and you're really representing the values that people want for our great United States and the state of Illinois. It's got to be values that are in the Republican platform for Illinois,
Right.
and that's what you're fighting for. And you guys are out there, guys and gals. This one, you dress so pretty today, but I've seen you with your flat shoes on when you're out.
Our gym shoes, yeah.
Gym
Yeah.
shoes and baseball
Yeah.
camps. Yay!
walking the precinct.
Walking those streets.
There's thousands of them out there that the Republican Party never had before. So I have a lot of optimism that this energy from the Tea Party is added into the Republican Party. And we've cleaned out these creeps like Bob Schalander and Bill Cellini and Mr. Hastert, who certainly was a big disappointment. Those people don't have the power they once had in the Republican Party.